Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Cosmic Crit. I cannot believe that it is February already. This 2021 is almost 2020 done. By the way, it's going so fast. Yes, that was a bad joke, but you know what's not so bad? A contest we have going on. It's a challenge over at our Discord to make a non-player character or NPC for the pirate crew of the Crew of Dead Men Roll No Crits, our Patreon-only piratey podcast. I'm not going to give you the details here because if you want more information, head on over to patreon.com/cosmiccrit or cosmiccrit.com and find our Patreon link and check it out because that show is a ton of fun. And there is just so much more tabletop RPG content to get into. Now, let's switch focus to today's episode as we get into episode 171, Anguish and Demons.
Episode commencing in 3, 2, 1. Episode initiated.
Suck on a palm of power and wash it down with ambrosia. We're going to need the energy to cleanse this room full of lost souls and demons on this week's roguelike episodes of Hades Crits. This is your GM Patrick here, God Monster Extraordinaire, guiding you through the depths of Hades' domain, leveling you up and killing you over and over again. Joining me in gaining Father's approval and escaping his layers are my 5 fellow Greek figures and your players. To my right, this Mother Knight comes at you through the darkness, bringing death and destruction. It's Rebecca rolling with Zinnia.
Hello.
Across from her, powerful and mighty, and with a lightning blast, feels a little smitey. It's Drew delivering Zeus 7.
Hello, Patrick, man. How you doing? We got a chat.
And to my right, he's got a shield made of chaos and is ready with Aegis. It's Tyler dredging up Davaasho.
Hoorah!
Across from him, this god of war has his weapons ready and will likely throw down a curse spell first. It's Jabert playing his Trest. Hey, hey! And across the digital table, hey, he may look like just another red onion, but this little guy has actually got Titan's blood. It's Miles mixing up with Sprouts.
Good evening.
Hey, everybody, how are you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Yeah, we're great. Hades is one of the best games of all time.
I know, that's why I added it in here. Very close to when we did the Bug Snacks intro. 2 of 2020's best games, right?
It's true. It's so funny. I played a lot of Hades, and I also have been playing Immortals Phoenix Rising, both of which feature Greek gods as characters. And my children now know a little bit about Greek mythology because they recognize the characters. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Hopefully not too much about Greek mythology because it goes to some weird places.
Oh, yes, it does.
Yes. Don't believe Zeus isn't one of your farm animals at any time, or a swan, or
assume that all swans are Zeus. Just give him a wide berth.
I mean, I
feed the birds. Just be nice to them, and maybe he won't smite you.
All swans are Zeus. That's.
Could you imagine if that was the, quote unquote correct religion, and you're just like you see those videos of like jerks just like, kicking a dog or something. Could you imagine it's like somebody posted a video where they kick a dog and then just like poofs into Zeus and it's like, oh snap, and he just thunderbolts a mother trucker and then just pops back on up to Olympus, and you're like,
Tyler, before we started recording, we were talking about how old you felt watching TikTok videos. I think we have our TikTok video, like hidden. Well, TikTok.com/hidden Zeus.
What that would be the actuality is someone filming the TikTok for Zeus. Like it would be Zeus doing that on purpose, so that when he popped up, it's like burr, 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 burr. and then smite him. And
then Hades and Poseidon roll in like, oh yeah.
We're real dumb, guys.
Yep,
we're real dumb.
You can tell how old I am because I said, oh yeah.
I can't. Can you imagine whether it's like a press conference where, you know, some like ocean going vessel sank and it's Poseidon in front of like the NBA press panel and they're like, Poseidon, why did you see fit to sink that freighter? And he's like, listen, look, I'm the god of the ocean. But sometime, and I had a bad day. This happens.
Mistakes were made. We've all learned a little something from this.
Yeah. I'd like to apologize to everybody's friends and family that died on that freighter. But you know, this is how life goes, man.
This certainly went in a direction.
Yeah. So how are you doing, Patrick?
Speaking of how life goes, well, no, let's we've had our Greek fun for the night. Let's get back into the action. Probably a boss fight for the ages, as when we last left off, Davaasho literally gets to face his personal demons on this week's episode. But before we do that, let's talk to Miles and Sprouts Marlowe, discover what happened last time on Cosmic Crit.
So no sooner than we shuffled off those restless spirits back to where they came from, we got to the Halaxian refugees' bazaar, where after raising the dead, we met a familiar face, Major Jaldemeric. Scared some of these swarmies imprinted in their psyche. Good thing, too, as our old commander gifted us some spirit bucks to go on a psychic shopping spree. Heading back north to deal with Davaasho's demons, and we entered into a hallway carved with Shirin history. But when the mosaic started coming alive and attacking us, it was a time to make that fresco history permanently.
Yes, and after that, you guys went to the Giving Chamber. Entering into it, you were met with the worm-like entity that had previously psychically attached itself to Davaasho's soul. And it is this massive, translucent, purple worm-like figure that emerges from the dirt here and lays into you guys, saying, I knew one day I would have you back, but this time when I kill you, I will not just be an idle passenger. I will take your soul for my own, Davaasho.
You know, some Mexans just can't take no for an answer. I'll show you that you don't belong with me anymore.
Take a look at the art from this book. Oh boy.
Ooh, pretty spookifying.
Love it so much.
We can just close the door, right? We can just be like, oh, sorry, wrong room.
Never mind.
He looks like a snapping turtle's throat.
Ew, yeah, no, it's not good, but then it
That is
kind of
oddly
tapers
specific.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how many snapping turtles have you just like
don't Google
gone
it.
on a magic school bus trip inside of Tyler?
It's
Well,
creepy.
no, I mean, like, so you
recognize that very quickly. That's all I'm saying.
Tyler's like, it gets lonely in the Pacific Northwest.
No. All I'm saying is, you've seen those sideshows where people like have the crocodile mouths open and they put their head inside. Well, from when I was like 15 to 18, I made a bunch of money on the side by just opening up snapping turtle mouths and putting my head in there, and it was impressive.
Wait,
I'm very comfortable with it.
Are you not joking?
No, he's very much joking.
How
Please,
small would his head have to be to fit in a snapping turtle mouth?
please
Snapping turtles.
let us start this combat as this thing is going for you. And we've rolled an initiative before we started playing tonight, which you know what that means. Xenia, first on the draw here.
All right, Xenia happens to be standing right next to Trest, and I happen to have just picked up a communalism craft. So
That is something, Patrick. We have not covered what we picked up from the bazaar down there. Do we need to talk about that?
let's use it and reveal it as we go.
Yeah, use your new weapons and armor and stuff in combat. So yeah, I imagine that is it does work very similarly to a graft or something you would get in the real world, but this one is just like psychically imprinted by the bazaar residents here, perhaps copying their own Shirin minds, giving you that same ability, just so communalism once per day.
Yep.
All right. So you're using it on your first attack roll?
Yeah, before I do that, I do want to roll a life science check to see if I can identify what this creature might be.
Sure.
I assume that would be life science. Tell me if not.
This is going to be a magical beast. So for you, that would be physical science, right? Instead of
if it's living, it's life science. If it's non-living, then it's physical science.
This is a living creature. It's a living psychic entity. So go right ahead and roll it.
All right, so it'd be a 31 to identify.
Yes. So this is I can tell you its name. You fought doubt and hesitation before. This creature is called Anguish, and it's based off of an actual creature called a Surnok. The stats I've boosted them up here to be the true boss that we needed to be for Davaasho. So some new abilities. So don't worry too much about that. But what would you like to know about it?
Does it have any special attacks? How much do I get to know about it?
One thing, unfortunately.
One thing. Okay. Yeah, special attacks.
Yes, it has a few special attacks. I'll roll randomly and see what you get. This thing is large enough to swallow whole. To just completely intake you guys into its body and
welcome to my world, guys.
Destroy you.
Love it. Oh, good.
Yeah, all right.
That's a fun one.
I mean, per usual, Zinnia's going to keep her distance, especially knowing that it has the ability to swallow people.
It'll be fun. Just charge it.
All right, I am going to use that communalism on this attack, which means that I roll 2d20 and take the higher of the two, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, great.
And did you want to take 10 on the trick?
Yeah. And my macro is set to do that. So.
Okay.
Oh, dice.
So
dang.
Yeah, lots of dice now. So that is a CR 10 or lower. No, 12 or lower on the attack since I identified it.
Ooh. So that will be enough with the identification. Which,
awesome.
Mind you, that 31 was exactly what you needed to roll.
Perfect.
So very good on that. So it is tricked and
an attack of 20.
Yeah, you're
rolling. Are you rolling twice?
You got to roll that twice.
Oh right.
Guess what?
Roll another one.
You don't need to.
Oh, no, that's way worse. That's a natural one.
Oh, no.
Yay, communalism. No.
Boy, communalism saves the day.
So
close.
Even with it being flat-footed, that is a miss on the dice, unfortunately. And hey, good news. It is its turn now.
What?
That is extremely unfortunate.
That's the opposite of good news.
Good news is we get to see some of its attacks, and it's going to start off because it is still at range from everyone, about 15 to 30 feet. We're going to make some ranged attacks. Let's see who's getting hit.
I think we know.
I'm just gonna roll randomly. I'm just gonna shoot some. Oh no, it's not random. I've rolled a 9 and a 10, and going down the turn order, that is 2 range attacks to Davaasho.
Oh yeah,
come on.
Yeah, we knew. Let's not even pretend. Are those weighted dice? I can't tell.
An 11 and a 9 against what is your flat-footed EAC?
All right, this stupid game. 29 EAC. Sorry, 25. God,
these are 2 hits as blasts of acid jets from the different kind of side spikes in the body of Anguish squirt out at you. And let me roll. Great. Let me roll the acid damage.
This is gonna hurt real bad.
All right, 28 points on the first jet, and 27 on the second.
Ooh, crunk.
Sizzle, the armor melting.
28 and 27, you said?
Yep.
And that's all acid?
All acid. You got any resistances?
Nope. No, I don't.
You guys should probably look into that fighting the sword. Before book 6, maybe. I don't know. Just a suggestion.
Yeah, I have, but
there's some talk in the Discord when this episode comes out about a month ago about how someone got to the book 3, you almost dying in the acid pools of the bug, the escape, the bug collapse.
Yeah, that would have been a sad day.
Yeah, when you almost died to acid damage. That is its entire turn, bringing us to Sprouts Marlowe.
All right, so Sprouts is also going to try his hand at maybe identifying something about the creature.
Sure. So mysticism.
Oh, it's not physical science?
No. She has a special ability.
Oh, okay, so mysticism. Okay. Yeah. It's a 17.
Not going to do it, unfortunately. You're not sure exactly what Davaasho's demon is all about.
All right, well then, seeing as it doesn't look like good news, Sprouts Marlowe is just going to take a shot at it. He's going to just, and with his new semi-auto pistol elite.
All right.
And let's see what happens. CR 19 or lower and a natural 20.
Yeah, baby! In souping up this thing, I did not think to give it immunity to crits. So, ouchies. Tricked and critted. Let's give the old shout outs to another Patreon member.
Wow, it's flexing on everybody.
Kaiten G, thank you so much for joining up over the summer and supporting us on Patreon. And I'm worried about what this damage is going to be, guys. Oh no.
All right, so 16 is the regular damage. The critical effect is 12, and so that is 28 plus 18. So that will be 46.
Don't forget you also reroll your
roll your trick attack again.
Trick too.
Yeah.
Oh, I roll my trick again.
Yeah. So roll 5d8, and we'll play up 46.
This could very well be a very short fight.
46 and
plus 20.
Wow. 11, baby.
So that's 66 points of damage.
Holy crap.
66. Ouchies. What did it do to you, Miles?
It hurt my friend. So Sprouts does the international sign for suck it.
Miles started off that swarm dissolver fight at the beginning of book 4 with a crit too. Boy, howdy. Yeah. All right. Well, my single baddie is with a penchant for swallowing is going to go after the smallest creature in the game. I mean, it's going to have you as an aperitif, a snack, amuse bouche.
I'm sorry, did we do that math right?
Yeah.
16 plus 12 is 28 plus 18 is
46.
46. Okay.
46 and 66.
Yeah.
I will say, as you blast through this thing's kind of like psychic, almost ephemeral hide, there is a little bit of damage reduction, not anywhere near close to soaking up 66 points of damage, but you can tell it is going to be very difficult to damage regularly if you don't nail these crits. Anyway, that's your turn. Echo 7, on to you.
Echo 7 is going to aim down sights at this fool and do some heavy fire with a brand new White Star plasma array weapon.
No. Oh no.
So let's see how we do here.
I should have given this guy a lot more resistances.
That is 27 to hit.
And this is all against EAC, so that is a hit.
Yes, so unfortunately it's the lower side of damage. That's going to be 30 points of damage.
30? Are you joking here?
Because we have 25 damage on the actual attack, and Echo also got a little bit of an armor upgrade thanks to Davaasho chipping in some mind bucks.
So your strength went up?
So the strength went up for the heavy fire as well. So
awesome. Okay, well, between you and Sprouts, you've already put over 90 points of damage on this guy. So we go on to Trest.
So we can leave, right? just bolt.
We're done here.
Yeah. What a thought. And I'm still giving it a lot of thought. Your
your sword son is like, slice it, father. We can do it together.
Why does everything have like the Amy voice?
Because that's what children sound like in Starfinder.
Yeah, it's not alien specific. It's just children.
We can destroy.
Have you met a child?
Don't worry about its attack of opportunity. Just charge right in.
I mean, that's my thing.
Wait, he's flat-footed.
Oh, it's a good point.
No attack of opportunity.
All right, so I think now is probably a good time. I'm going to spend me a resolve point.
Oh, to do what?
To cast summon creature.
Hey,
as a standard action, and we're bringing in some friendos. Let's see here.
We're bringing back the little shadow boys.
I think the shadow boys are coming to play.
Oh boy.
Javert, bring your mic closer to your face.
I love those little shadow guys.
Yeah, these shadow guys. I'm just sort of summoning in 3 of them, just sort of pulling them out of the mindscape with my mind bullets, and then I'm indeed moving in.
oh goodness.
That's
Moving in myself.
telekinesis, Kyle.
Giving yourself super flanking with
That's my plan.
Oh no, this character's whole basis. Always have a flanking buddy.
All right, yeah. So we are going to. I guess these guys. The thing that they do is they just try to crit over and over again.
That's the hope.
That's their whole thing. So they're gonna make 2 attacks each.
Living the dream.
Indeed. That's a natural 2.
Multiply that by 10, and then we got something.
I'm going to need you to just roll the d20.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
to speed the play here.
yeah. So they're working with like a +6 right now. So.
Yeah, you will need a 20.
Okay.
Well, I guess does that +6 include flanking?
Oh no, so +7 right now.
Oh,
19
against
DAC. So I got that going for us.
it's even less. Yeah, you can probably hit
This
these.
is a very real hit.
2 19s.
2 19s.
2 hits.
All right. Come on. Where did I put my little fancy boy character sheet? Get out of here. Some small creatures.
Look at them fancy boys.
Yeah, yay, shadow beast demons.
So
I
this
can't
is
remember
a
what they really
cold damage, and they're doing 1d6 plus 5 each. Pew. 10 and a 6. So
Is
if
that
any of that goes through?
Yeah. This is like slashing damage or
Cold damage.
Yep, it seems to go right through.
Yay!
So 16 in toto. Oakley dokley. This guy's looking pretty bloodied from one full round of attacks, but we still got the big boy, Davaasho, at the bottom of the turn order.
Yeah, I am going to. I think we're just going to follow Tress' lead. I wish I could summon creatures. That would make this wild. But I cannot. So I'm going to move in and we're going to try to hit you.
Tell me, Davaasho, do you want your friends to die first so you may watch? Or would you like to fall before them?
Let's see what I have flanking. Yeah. See what Davaasho has to say back with this attack roll. Ooh. Oh, I've rolled a 32 altogether. So Davaasho with his solar shield just hits this thing as hard as he can and says, "You will get no chance to defeat any of us." He just bam.
Hitting him with your shield. No, I'm sorry. If you stand next to Dressed, you'll be flanking their.
Even if I'm right here, this doesn't.
Nope, it's got to be through opposite sides. So, boop. Did you want to stand here?
Can I stand there? There seemed to be a form of dais, so I didn't know.
Yeah, you can stand on top of it.
Okay, cool.
Regardless, you don't even need that +2 because that is a hit. A little bit of damage reduction, like I said, but...
Yep, I figured.
This guy's very hurt as we go on to turn 2 and Zinnia.
Right, Zinnia is going to, seeing that it's very hurt, I don't know whether it's worth trying to use the needler pistol to make it easier to hit or not. I think instead I'm just going to keep on keeping on with my laser pistol.
Okay. So, making a shot. Oh yeah.
Ooh, that's pretty good. All right, so that's a CR 12 or lower on the trick, and a 32 on the attack.
You guys keep rolling 19s and 20s on the dice, and this will be the shortest combat in Cosmic Crit history. That is a hit and a trick, so
it's a total of 36 damage, and let's make it. I'm gonna make it bleed for my operative level, so that's a 8 right now.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that because it is its turn immediately after this.
No, it just takes 8 damage, 8 bleed damage.
Yeah, on its turn, which is right now.
Yeah, but there's nothing to roll. It's just 8.
Doy. It's your operative level.
Yes, my operative level.
Excellent. All right. We'll go on to its turn, and it's got to get some action in. So it's going to make a couple of bite attacks, one against our good friend Trest, and one against Davaasho.
Oh, damage, my only weakness.
We'll do Davaasho first.
Why not?
What is your KAC?
KAC is 31.
Okay, I've rolled an 8 on the dice. Let's see. I think that might be a miss. Yep. So let's move on to your KAC Trest.
27.
Ooh, 15 on the dice. That is
that's
going to be a hit. Now you have your Defrex hardiness up, right?
That is on Davaasho.
Oh, okay. Shoot. Then you are hit by its massive jaws and grabbed in its mouth. Do some damage to you.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh, so high on the damage. I apologize. I have to get out the calculator. 47 points of damage on that hit. Whoa. As we go back on to Sprouts Marlowe.
All right. So Sprouts, seeing that his friends are just laying in this thing, he's emboldened to take another shot himself from his perch. And it's a CR 18.
What?
Another natural.
Oh my god. There's no stopping Sprouts Marlowe.
What is happening?
Ice King Nexion, thanks for supporting us on Patreon as Sprouts Marlowe blows this thing's head off.
Sprouts likes to flex.
Destroys it with another crit. Back-to-back crit.
On Miles.
I'm just throwing up the diamond from DDP.
Miles just went Super Saiyan on this podcast.
Roll the extra 5d8. Just, I need to know how much Toto you've done. This
all right.
Oh, okay. So.
But we are out of combat as this thing is slowly
24.
5, 51, 61, 71, 75 damage?
What?
I love being a plant.
After its damage reduction, you did 131 points damage to it. As it's being destroyed, you get like psychic impressions of it trying to like latch back onto you and get inside your mind, Davaasho, but it is stamped out, and like the other statues out front, just dissolves into the dirt here, and it is no more.
Sprouts looks to Davaasho and says, I told you not to worry about it.
I think
this is like way back in book 2 when they had that conversation about the soul monster.
Yeah, you see like Davaasho's, maybe like his chitin shifts or his moat flickers, and he goes,
I guess I was worried for nothing then. Well shot, Sprouts. I am extremely impressed. But and your timing could not have been better. Trest seemed to have been in a sticky wicket.
No, I had it all under control. I was not about to be swallowed whole.
You were about to single-handedly defeat him from the inside.
I almost had him exactly where I wanted him. From the inside.
I love your strategical mind, Trest, which is why you are the leader.
That's right.
Listeners at home, if there's like a 2 or 3 week gap in the podcast, it's because I'm just going to go ahead and rethink everything I've ever done as GM and increase the difficulty classes of every single combat for the rest of this AP.
I mean, to be fair, I rolled back-to-back 20s, which has not happened, I think.
And the rest of you guys are rolling 19s and stuff. Oh, boy.
The only time that I've ever...
The shadow creatures, they did some damage
too.
Yeah, that is only the second time I think that's ever happened on the podcast.
I saw this huge creature. I was like, all right, I guess it's time to just sort of like start the whole thing and get all my weapons of war going. And it's gonna take me a couple rounds to get everything set up, but it's time to do it now. It's for us to sort of like pew pew.
Yeah, you cast Defrex Hardiness on me. Didn't even come into play once.
Right. Didn't get it once. So
didn't get it once. Yep.
It's a real shame. But I got all this SP to get back, so I'm gonna sit down and burn one more resolve.
I'm sorry, did I say that there was just one of Anguish?
No.
Pop up. Start swallowing you guys whole. No, this was a CR9 encounter originally, just this random beastie here that I boosted up a couple of levels and gave some more abilities to, but doesn't really matter when you guys are on fire.
When you're comparing it to 66 and 10d8 damage twice. So.
Yeah, I mean it's not often that you have a back-to-back crits plus the highest damage on a trick attack. Like it was just a very fortunate situation if you're a 16-inch plant.
I've never done it in my life. So not often is an understatement. That is
listen.
A beautiful thing.
Well,
you'll get there, Davaasho.
No,
You'll
not.
get there.
I've got the double ones multiple times, but the double 20.
I mean,
that's the real. That's how you know you're a real expert. I've rolled 1 3 times in a row.
I didn't plan anything else out for this episode. Boy, this is going to be the shortest.
Well,
this is awkward.
What's great about the guy that rolls double ones is everyone wants to be friends with the guy that rolls double ones because he makes you feel better about your rolls.
Yeah,
everyone likes playing at my table.
As someone who has rolled double ones recently, no one wants to be friends with the guy who rolls double ones.
Well, great job, guys. There is at the center dais a chest in the center of this chamber, the giving chamber, if you recall, of some more treasure for you folks if you want to crack it on open. To the side there's a box that contains a couple of smaller boxes, one very elaborate, made of what looks like a hard oaken style wood. Inside there are magical spell gems. We have 3 in total, one of Death Ward, one of Dispel Magic, and another of Wall of Fire. And there are also 5 Mark III serums of healing.
Nice.
And finally, in a small or larger box off to the side, there is a hammer, a comet hammer with a haft made of chitin, taking from a creature you guys have seen recently in the flesh, so to speak, made from a swarm thresher lord's kind of like arms.
That's cool.
And it has on it, written in a Sheeran magical script, a fusion seal of the fusion holy. And it's kind of like in the symbol written around a image of Hylax. That is what you see in here.
What you said it was a comet hammer?
Comet, yes.
All right. A holy comet hammer. That's interesting.
It's like one step beyond the assault hammer. Is a powered bludgeoning weapon. It does a 46 bludgeoning damage.
Very nice. I see it. It is powered. Very cool. Wow. It's cost a lot of money too.
Yeah, well, it's magical, and this is a place for giving gifts to one another. So I think everyone should just go ahead and switch one weapon amongst you all to somebody else here in the spirit of giving, and see how well you do with it. I want to see Zinnia fire a heavy assault weapon.
I was thinking Zinnia could use the comet hammer to start bashing people in the head.
Zinnia swooping in from the sky and just swinging that hammer. That'd be dope.
It is an advanced melee weapon. Can you use an advanced melee weapon?
Probably not. I don't know.
No. You can, just with a small negative. It's fine.
Just with a just a tiny
small negative.
It's a wee negative.
I think Sprout should have the hammer.
So those of you that got nearly eaten and sprayed with acid, do you want to take a 10-minute rest here and take a look around this chamber?
That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be fabulous.
As they are resting, Echo 7, you perhaps can take a look around and take a look at this new gear, but something draws your attention skyward to the hole in the ceiling where this huge dome kind of meets at the top. The grayness of the sky out above the temple here parts, and all of a sudden you see in perfect position in this hole right above the chamber, Hylax's silvery comet making its way through the endless sky. And it kind of fills you with an overwhelming sense of compassion. There's a warmth flowing through your circuitry. And as you stare into it, you get 4 visions, just mental flashes coming across your mind, like scenes from a Next Time On like a television promo. The first scene shows a growing chasm in the silver sands of the mindscape, racing to catch up with Trest, who you see running away from it. The second image is that of an oasis of sparkling water and alien greenery in the sands, where you see yourself perhaps timidly holding on to the crown of Hylax. The third, the ruins of an alien architecture, where you see Sprout and Zinnia firing their weapons at enemies unseen in the distance. And finally, the fourth vision is that of an immense wall of swirling dark clouds and silvery sands, where you see Davaasho on what looks like the deck of a vehicle, this shield drawn up, protecting someone behind him. And as soon as these images flash through you, they kind of subside, and you're back here, back in the giving chamber with everyone else, resting up.
Well, that was weird. Friend Trest, I have some things to tell you. And Echo divulges, largely privately, all the visions he's had to Trest specifically, mostly because he features in one of them primarily.
See.
Thoughts?
You make a mysticism check if you'd like.
Yeah. I guess I would try to sort of consider this magically and see if this is perhaps some premonition or some anxiety, or if this is, a 30 on my mysticism check.
Pretty sure that these indeed can be what maybe what you've been looking for, some kind of divine intervention from Hylax herself, showing you the way, or maybe indeed premonitions of something to come. There is a lot of mindscape out there, and Independence, at the very least, hoped that you'd be able to receive some guidance now that you've been able to rest here in the refuge.
Yeah.
What would you guys like to do next? You are rested up after 10 minutes here. You can take the gear, the loot that you've gotten, and do you want to head back to Independence?
Is there any other information or not information, but kind of information that can be gleaned from this room in terms of our greater goal to figure out really what to do and where to go next?
If you want to share with the entire group what these visions were, they seem to be places in the mindscape that you've never been before. So if they were premonition, they might be where you are going in the future or where to look in the future.
Yeah, Sprouts would definitely share this information. I mean, especially at this point with this crew, there's no reason to keep it from them.
Well, I mean, that's what Echo 7 kind of saw in his visions. But if you guys are sharing amongst yourselves, each of you were folk in one of these visions. What would you like to do after that? You've told Drew, you've told Trest character. Do you want to share it amongst the entire group? What do you want to do next?
I think Echo leaves it to Trest because he's the leader of us. Basically, he's our sergeant. He's our captain, as Trest would call it, because he doesn't know ranks.
I still don't. Int of 10, everybody. Int of 10. I only have one rank in Profession Soldier. I apparently wasn't doing it very long. I think I would sort of with Echo's permission, I would turn and say, "Seems there's been a development. We perhaps have some guidance from our friend Echo here, who believes that, who I believe has been given a vision by Hylax herself, which will guide us through this waste. I suggest we finish our preparations here and make our way back into the desert. What say you?" And I put it to the crew.
Davaasho, dismisses his shield moat and says,
"I do not like the idea of walking back through that desert mindscape, but if it is where we must go, then I trust Echo's visions and guidance, as well as your own, Tress. So I say we follow."
I only caution that we be wary of these visions, as you call them. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps they are religious in nature and mystical and brought by Hylax, but we are in a mindscape, don't forget. So we should treat everything with a healthy bit of speculation. Skepticism. That's the word. Skepticism.
Yes.
I understand your skepticism. However, understand that I am in a mindscape most of my existence.
Do not worry. I think Zinnia's just a little upset because she has not been able to collect a sample in some time now.
I am a little frustrated by the lack of physical objects in this strange realm that we find ourselves in.
As am I.
Don't worry, Zinnia. We'll be back to the meat space soon. As soon as we complete our mission.
Oh, I do not like that nickname. Just think of something else.
Makes me hungry.
This is sand space. We want meat space.
So, I mean, I think, Zinnia, your skepticism is well received by the group. It is important to keep in mind that we are still strangers in this land, but there seems to be some agreement that we will act upon the visions that Echo 7 has had. So we proceed, I suppose, if we're all done with purchasing and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, you guys can rest up here overnight again if you want before heading out.
That would be good. I've managed to spend 4 resolve points in this very short amount of time. So.
Oh my. Okay. Well, as you head back towards the temple's entrance, the greeting ring, you see Independence here welcoming you back, and they understand what's happened and will say, "Congratulations on defeating the evils that lurk here, heroes. Have you found anything to point your path forwards? Has Hylax spoken to you?"
I'm trying to see if I have mind link yet. Yeah, that was a level 2 thing. I reach out and I touch him and I tell him all about the visions and all the conversations that we had.
Oh my! That is amazing.
even though we here are temporarily shielded from the malign Union's attention, it seems Hylax has gifted you with information on what to do next. But we must understand she has given us just tools for our aid. We need to know how to use them. Perhaps if we meditate further on these visions. Independence is interrupted by the two doors of the refuge flying open, revealing silhouetted in the entryway a four-armed figure, cape blowing in the silvery sand wind behind them. They speak in a raspy, slightly muffled voice and say, "And here I thought I'd die in this place before seeing another being of flesh and blood."
Loachwort, what are you doing here?
Oh, not Loachwort.
Since when does Loachwort have 4 arms?
Yeah, there would be immediately shot in the darkness.
You see a...
Can he get 3 natural 20s in a row?
A Sheeran... Or I'm sorry, you see a pale-skinned Kasathan, weathered from the sands, stepping forward, her mouth covered by a battered oxygen mask, what looks like from a pilot's helmet, and a pair of smoky goggles pushed up over piercing blue eyes. What looks to be very damaged and several times over repaired looking freebooter armor on, and a wicked looking blade at her hip, as well as a hunting rifle strapped across a tattered cape on her back.
Patrick, I call shenanigans. No one's allowed to kick in the door and look way cooler than all of us combined.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I
Check out the art.
Echo.
Yeah.
Chibert's problems.
You say that, but we didn't even describe what Echo 7 looks like now that he's got his new armor. I got whole antlers. It's dope.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Miles. You do not echo. Drew echoes. This Kasathan figure says,
The name is Seneca Midor G. Helton, captain of the Pact Army's Allied Space Forces. And it's good to see you all. It's not many other living creatures I've seen here in decades. This place really isn't hospitable to us non-idea entity types.
No, it isn't. How long have you been in here, if I may ask?
500 years. It's very hard to keep track. What year is it when you came in?
320? 321. I think it's a new year now.
I think 319.
319. This one. Okay.
Oh my, then it's been a good 30 years. Tell me, well, who are you all? You're obviously soldiers. How did an entire squad manage to sneak into the mindscape?
Practice.
We're professionals.
Yes, we are from the Suskalon system. We are part of the Suskalon Defense Force Midnight Squad. I am Cap.
Oh no,
Lieutenant Trest,
Sergeant.
Sergeant.
So awkward.
Gunnery,
Jabert.
handmate.
Jabert, I'm gonna make a cool soldier character.
I am Admiral First.
I am Admiral First Class. They don't know what Suskalon is. It might be true.
Yeah, no, she looks a little confused. Just like, I've not heard of Suskalon, but you all seem
Very high rank.
Armed to the teeth.
Yeah. Are these all privates with you, or
my goodness,
what's going on here?
Well, what is it you're doing here? What's brought you to this place?
We have sought out Hylax's guidance, and she has delivered us to this place. Suskalon was attacked by the swarm and has fallen. But we are here to see if there is anything that can protect other worlds from its destruction.
You mean you meant to come here? Oh, man.
Well, meaning to do things, there's a lot of things I do that I don't mean to. I share that we're, indeed soldier types. I comment that we are aware of the Pact, and we have met heroes of the Pact ourselves, and are happy to make her acquaintance.
Heroes like who?
Well, of course, I shook the hand of the great Hadras Varanus.
When?
Never heard of him.
Oh, well, he's a real cool dude. You're going to love him.
That proves you've never met him.
One day.
Imagine Hadras sneezes somewhere, looks confused.
Right, his ears
I
are
have a
burned.
bad feeling. I suddenly have a very bad feeling.
So what? I'm sorry, you guys are here on some kind of secret accident? Secret mission and not on accident?
Well, no, secret accident sounds more like it, I think.
You're here to take on the swarm. That's all that I need to hear.
Yes, we are trying to figure out a way to disrupt their mental connection, their hive-like ability, so we can try to go back and retake Suskalon from them, launch an actual offensive against the... Oh, Xenia, what's the name of that big multi-headed thing?
Swarm?
The what?
That big multi-headed swarm that we're trying to murder. You know, the one that nearly killed us as we were evacuating the city down in Suskalon.
Yeah,
the
it's
one
in
that
my
you
notes.
spent your entire life
Patrick, do I
studying.
do I recall knowledge on what the name of that is? I can literally look in my notes, but
I think it'd be more fun if Rebecca figured it out.
oh no.
Davaasho's he just keeps describing.
I'll give you the initials, TGH.
It's the name of the next book.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We are here to kill...
The God Host. The God Host.
That's
Host.
right. Yes. The God Host descended upon Suskalon, and it destroyed much of the cities and towns, and we are trying to figure out a way to disrupt it from in this mindscape, and then escape and launch our counterattack.
Well, I'm not much for gods myself, but if you're planning a swarm deicide, I mean, count me in. If there's any way I can help throw a wrench in the swarm's gears, well, my crew and my ship are at your disposal.
We were given a vision about 3 locations that we think we need to travel to and figure out what we can possibly do there.
There were 4.
Oh, I stopped listening after the 3rd one. I'm sorry, Echo.
Is that the one you were in?
Yeah, you were in one of them.
Mostly fixated on me. Apologies, but 4 visions about places we should go. Perhaps you might know of where they are.
Independence, speaks up and says, "This seems to be Goddess Hylax answering your prayers in real time. Seneca, these 5 here are indeed on a mission from the Forever Queen to stop a swarm invasion of their homeland, and have been gifted a relic of hers of great power which only champions of Hylax can wield." Seneca, the Kasathan, kind of looks around and says, "Well, what kind of weapon? Where are its specs? What kind of damage does it do?"
Someone else talk to him, please.
It's a love weapon. No.
Are we talking about the Crown of Hylax?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I indicate to Echo 7. I say, show her the weapon.
Hold on, can I roll sense motive? Why does she want to see our weapons so bad?
I mean, she's a soldier like you guys.
Do we trust this lady? I mean, just...
I trust her with my life.
Okay.
that whole skepticism Zinnia was discussing moments before. We have yoked that out the window. That has gone forever.
That was always a Zinnia trait. Trust is 100%.
Feel free to roll sense motive. Do you think that has some other ulterior motive behind that question?
Yeah, because Echo 7 doesn't have the Crown of Hylax right now, does he?
Yeah, you're carrying it still.
Oh, I am? Oh, well,
So
I imagine it's on your head looking pretty dope.
It's a 32 on sense motive about her questioning or, asking to see the crown and stuff.
They seem very interested in the weapons that you guys have. They do not have as high tech as you're sporting. So she seems very excited in something that can kill more swarm, especially here in the mindscape. You don't sense any other ulterior motives behind that question.
Davaasho will show off the Talon Warrior Because I mean that bypasses Swarm DR. She'd probably be very interested in that.
Oh yeah, very much so. In any of the weapons they have that are magically infused. Do you want to hand over the crown?
No.
I was asking Echo 7.
Oh, not. I don't want to hand over the crown to anybody other than a member of my party. Don't really feel comfortable giving it to anybody else.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to suggest I wanted Echo 7 to give away our gift from the gods to somebody else. I just wanted him to pull it out and show it to her.
Tress wanted to flex, and I recognize that, we want to show off the cool kit we've got, but also I don't want to get. I still. This is such a weird place. I feel like we can't show too much, especially considering that some paintings attacked us in the last room. I don't know that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for all intents and purposes, Seneca does seem to be telling the truth. She seems to be a full-blooded humanoid as opposed to all the other idea entities that you've met here in the Mindscape. I mean, you can touch her, and there's no part of her that looks like it's made of sand or see-through. But I mean, she'll take some time and investigate the crown that you're wearing, and you kind of see her not inspecting what it's made out of like you would with a weapon, but she seems to be regarding it mystically, and will, after looking it over, say, "What you've got there is not just a weapon, or at least as much as a weapon someone like the Forever Queen would create. It doesn't deal lethal force, but it could be a tool for pacification. If Hylax sent you here behind enemy lines, then you might have a real shot at disrupting the swarm subcolony, at least temporarily. I've been surviving in this mindscape for 30 years now. It feels like 500, but I've seen just about everything it has to offer. It's a place of thought and emotion. It's not like the real meat space. You're not going to be able to just point your weapons and defeat whatever is lurking beyond the dunes here. I spent some time on the Adari with Solarian monks before this whole mess, before I joined up and fighting the swarm. And they taught me about how everything's energies are connected, even things that might not seem like the same, or might be completely opposite, like stars and black holes.
Well, Pilgrim, you seem to know a little bit about what we're gonna face. What sort of tips can you give us?
I think if you want the crown to be an effective weapon, you're going to need to start to expose it to the swarm's energies and let it infuse with the mindscape. Perhaps sacrifice some of your own as well.
And how might you seem to know a lot about this crown? Can you tell us a little bit more about what it could do? You told us it was something that could control the swarm, pacify the swarm, claim some sort of sovereignty?
I do not know what the crown can do, but I know what I can do here after many years of training. I could show you that back on my ship. But as I said, this is a place of thought and emotion. And in order for this crown to work, it must be attuned to the mindscape. You said that there were places that you saw. Where are we headed? Do you have any idea?
No,
but we can describe perhaps we can describe the visions, and you will recognize these places.
Yeah. She says, I've been searching these wastes for a long time, and if you have a mental image, then we're as good as there. But if you don't know where you're going, we just wander in circles for ages.
We have a mental image. Boom.
Yeah. So she'll invite you back and says, "Well, let's get this show on the road. You guys got to come and check out my barge. It's so cool." And she'll invite you outside.
I'm amazed that you have a ship in a realm like this.
Did
you bring it in with you, or did it Did you just find it in here?
Oh no, it's all homemade. You going outside to take a peek?
Sure.
Outside the doors where you guys fought doubt and hesitation, you see her gesturing with pride at a floating sand barge, a yacht-sized vehicle made from petrified wood and panels of transparent aluminum with a few crude hover jets along its bottom and a tall mast that supports a huge leathery sail currently lowered on the top deck.
Well, holy cow. I sort of thought maybe this person had gone crazy and there wasn't really a ship out here.
I mean, has anybody else seen Soul? This is like in Soul.
I really expected a ship as in a starship, not an actual ship.
Like us.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, either it's a starship or she's
it's
crazy.
A pirate ship.
Did not expect a pirate ship.
The Kasathan pulls a rope.
I'm sorry. Can we talk about this as a privateer or maybe like a blockade runner? Just something that is not so.
It's clearly labeled the barge in charge.
I want to put a little bit of distance between this show and our Patreon show, Dead Men Roll No Crits, which is very pirate focused.
No. Well, I need to rewrite a whole bunch then because I was about to make you guys all choose your pirate names. No! Make Pathfinder 2 characters.
Treasure chest trest.
Seneca pulls a rope.
Treasure chest.
Seneca pulls a rope and it lowers a set of stairs down to the sandy floor here and invites you into a section of the hull, like inside the hold of the ship. And as you're climbing up, she says, "This is the Sidewinder, my airship. It can cover a lot of ground. Let me show you my captain's quarters, and we'll figure out where you want to head first." Inside the lower deck of the barge here is fairly sparsely decorated, but lit with wax candles that give off the faint aroma of burning copper. You see a number of melee weapons, some ranged weapons leaning up against the wall, as well as what looks like trophies of conquest. The empty exoskeletal heads of swarm components, perhaps some other dried bits of swarm anatomy. There's a pile of leathery blankets that forms a bed at the one end of this chamber, and some other trinkets and knickknacks over there on like a few tables. And she says, come in, take a look around. Let me know if you have any questions.
Do I want to know how you got your hands on so much leather?
Yes, I've been here some time, and I came in nearly naked in my flight suits and this armor, and I've had to learn to survive by taking out the mindscape creatures and skinning them. But as you've seen, they don't like to be killed and often explode in a burst of psychic energy. But if you can exert your own will over the mindscape, you can learn to affect things. And I was able to make some of their psychic emanations more permanent, as well as some of the flora and fauna that you can find here.
Interesting. I look forward to seeing how to do this.
Do we all want to get on the pirate ship and go for a ride?
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys just take a look around.
Sand schooner. This
it's a barge. It's a big old barge. There's a large wooden table in the middle here, and she kind of like waves her hand over the surface. It does look like it has sand covering the top. And as she does, it kind of warps and builds these little sand castles into 3-dimensional representations of dunes. And you see a small creation of the ship in sand, as well as the Hylaxian refuge here, kind of modeling the landscape around the ship. She says, tell me of these visions. What are they like, and where would you like to explore first? So I gave you guys 4 of them earlier on. Is there one in particular you want to go to?
I'm intrigued by the Oasis.
Yeah, Oasis seems like a pretty cool place to go to.
Yeah, these pop up. She'll explain that they can pop up in various
locales in the desert oases like you describe. I go there and I am able to exert my will over the water and the plants and take from them what I can. Perhaps Hylax is leading you there so you do not starve or die of thirst.
Well, let us go investigate then.
Sure, yes. Let us. First, let me introduce you to my crew. She'll bring you up to the main deck, the open air main deck of the Sidewinder, where you see a large pot boiling over on the deck here of what looks like a makeshift camp stove. The Kasatha takes the lid off, and you see indeed a watery stew of broad green leaves and roots being boiled here. She takes a ladle made of swarm chitin and kind of samples it before grimacing and says, This will be ready tomorrow. I apologize. We will be able to eat well then.
You have already shown us enough hospitality. I do not wish to intrude any further. We have hardtack, so we will be okay.
Please. If you are a guest on my ship, then you are a part of my crew. Speaking of which, let me introduce crew. These are our new guests here on the Sidewinder, Midnight Squad, and they have a way to hurt the mindscape. The first crew mate to turn around of the two here is a face familiar and similar to Echo 7's, that of a half ethereal form of an Amrantan. The spirit energy of one of your former crewmates from the Geist Hammer, Alto 12, is here, who sees you and says, Echo, it's really you, isn't it?
Alto, I'm so shocked I can't think of a quote from a TV show or movie.
She moves to embrace you, and you can kind of feel like an energy embrace as you're basically hugging onto her soul energy here, half ethereal. Seneca says, oh, okay, you guys seem to have already met. That's interesting. And let me introduce you to my other oldest crewmates here. And the figure that turns around on the other side of the deck here is another construct race whose bald, angular dome head has a long scar running down one ocular socket where an eye patch now covers their left eye. Wearing leathers and carrying a large falchion blade on their hip, a leg's been severed and replaced with a spring-form blade made from chitinous bone. And the figure turns to you all and says, The name's Andis 144, and the pleasure's all yours, soldiers.
It's Pirate Andis.
Brush ye boots off before you step onto my vessel. I don't want no more mind sand getting spread about the deck. Oh, yeah. And one more thing. To be continued.
Oh, it's amazing.
I picked the wrong time to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I've made Andis in the past a pirate. Look at me. I'm going to do that all the time. Yeah, we've got some familiar faces. You've got locomotion. You guys have got a sight in mind, literally and figuratively, of where to head next in the mindscape.
Exciting.
Start empowering yourselves to take on whatever it is you're going to find here. That is it for this week's episode. Guys, thanks so much for playing with me.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you.
I feel like I say this every week, but if you think things have been weird so far, they get weirder from here on out, just like every episode. And you got Thurston Hillman to thank for that. Listeners, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time here on Cosmic Crit. So
Have
long.
a great week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Cosmic Crit, an officially licensed partner of Paizo Incorporated. The Starfinder role-playing game and adventure paths are trademarks of Paizo. All Pathfinder and Starfinder images are property of Paizo and are used with permission.